What's up, Facebook world, Instagram, everybody else? I thought I'd throw a controversial one out there today. Just asking, and I want to get opinions. I want to get what you guys are thinking. I want to get where you're coming from. I got my appointment set for my first round of vaccines. I am in the one, and I don't know what brand it is, but the one where you have to get two vaccines. We got the appointment set up. I am going to get the vaccine. And it's something that I've been wanting to do. There's a lot of controversial stuff. There's a lot of people arguing, whether they're going to get it, whether they're not going to get it. A lot of, I don't want to call them conspiracy theory, but theorists or whatever out there that are talking about everything from the vaccine was done too fast to the vaccine has 5G in it, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. I guess they're talking about some sort of little particles or something in there. I am set up going to get my vaccine, and we're doing it. I don't know if they've got them everywhere, but CVS pharmacies. I'm going to get my first one this Thursday, and then my second appointment is roughly 2 weeks after on a Saturday to get my second round. And I have heard from some people that the second round knocks you on your that it takes you out. I've got a couple friends of mine up in Oklahoma. They did, I believe, the Johnson & Johnson one. It was the single shot, and it knocked both of those guys. And these are big boys. It knocked them on their messed one of them up for about 4 or 5 days, the other one for about 3 days. So obviously I'm not looking forward to any of those side effects, anything like that, and fingers crossed it doesn't happen. But I've actually had some conversations, good conversations with friends of mine, people that I like and enjoy, and explaining to them, my thing is I was born in 1968, and in 1968 they put more vaccines in my body before I got out of the hospital than I had no idea, still don't know what they put in there. When I went to school for the first time in 1972, 1973, I went to the pre-K thing. Again, you had to have all kinds of vaccines before you went into pre-K. Then you had to have them again. I don't remember what grade. I want to say it was probably kindergarten or first grade, but they lined us up in cafeterias and they're shooting us in the arm, both arms. Some people got it in their shoulder. I'm lucky I didn't get that one that put a big scar on your shoulder. I didn't get that one, or if I did, I got it in some other form because I don't have that scar. And then every year that I was in school, there was some other vaccine. Every year before I played sports, there was some other vaccine or something else that I had to take. So my thought is on it, I've never known what was in any of the crap that they ever put in me. I don't understand why this one's different. Maybe people are thinking that we're older and wiser now, but our parents were older and wiser when we got vaccines before, so I'm not necessarily buying that one. Then all of my friends that spent time in the military, my God, they have no clue. For some reason, this is what's funny. Like right now, it's they're so against this vaccine, blah 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 blah. And I ask them, how many vaccines did you get when you're in the military? Tons and tons and tons. Did you have any clue what was in any of them? Well, some of them I knew. There was like diphtheria and this and that and the other, blah blah blah. Okay. Well, did you know all of them? No. Did you have any idea how old they were? Were they just made the day before yesterday? Do you have any clue? No, not really. It's not something that bothers me. We don't have the polio problem that we had before, the measles or the mumps or any of those things. People are lining up in droves to go get the shingles vaccines. We didn't have those here the other day, and now all of a sudden we do. So I'm not really worried about that, but I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts? And I'm good with both sides of it. I'd like to hear what people say, what people think. Yeah, I see very minor side effects, slight fever. My buddies that got it done, one of them had like serious muscular pain in their arm for about 5 or 6 days. Both of them felt really sick, very flu-like kind of thing for 3 to 5 days, but then after that it was kind of gone. And that was with the one shot. A good friend of mine out in Cyprus, he did the 2-shot like I'm going to do. He got his first one, not a problem whatsoever. He was told to be prepared that the second one knocks you on your it did for him. He got his shot on Friday, and he was completely laid up on Saturday and Sunday, and then started moving around on Monday afterwards. So we will see, and I'll let you guys know what happens with mine. Hell, I may even do Facebook Live. But the second thing I wanted to talk about is these 3D printed houses. You're paying attention to what's going on in the world. So if you don't know, like, and I've said this a couple times on videos, not that long ago, year and a half ago, a 2x4 was theoretically $1.50, and now they're $9 and $10. So the price of lumber has gone up tremendously. And I'm hoping that there's some builder people on here, somebody who knows something about this. But I asked a couple of these questions this weekend on one of the rooms inside of Clubhouse, and here's some thoughts and my questions on it. So I read a couple articles, and obviously one of them was wrong. One of the articles said that it cost about 30% less to build a home using the 3D printing method that they're using now. And then another article said it cost about 30% to build a 3D printed home of what it costs to build a normal home. Here's the difference when you read these two articles. If you're building a $400,000 house that's stick built, one of the articles is saying that it cost $120,000 to build the same house with a 3D printer. The other one is saying it costs $280,000 to build the same house with a 3D printer. But here's some things I was thinking about. It may be too early for somebody to know. Maybe there's an appraiser out there that could help with this, answer this. One, I'm big into this. I love the idea of 3D printed houses. When I started trying to find the construction design and the patterns and things like that they use, everything I found kept saying proprietary information. So I'm not sure if there's theoretical columns, if how the rebar works, any of those things, what's holding the concrete together. I don't know if maybe the concrete that has the fiberglass mesh built inside of it. There's some that are epoxies, same idea. Anyway, I'd just like to know what that is. I see that there's some really good real estate agents on here. I see Robert Adams is on here from California. Matter of fact, Robert, there's a complete neighborhood in California, and it's Laguna something. You may want to look it up, where they're building this whole neighborhood. The plan is going to be 3D. And I know if they're building out in California, because California has some really tough, stringent building laws because of the earthquakes. You can't have brick houses out there, so there's got to be something. And we've had concrete block construction forever in South Florida. CBC is been in Florida forever. But here's some questions I had. If it's 25% less to build a home 3D construction, what's going to happen with that 25%? My thought is, obviously, the builder's going to keep it for profit, which in theory they should. They're spending a boatload of money on new equipment, on new training. But here's some things I was thinking about. So if you can build a 3D printed house for 25% less, if they build a 3D printed house right next to your stick-built home, does it devalue your stick-built home because square foot to square foot is less money on the 3D? If they can build a 3D printed home, are they going to sell it for 25% less? So what does that do to the value of my stick-built home? And we all know that we're in a crazy market right now, so I don't think that that's the issue today, but it will be at some point in time, I assume. Or because my home is built with a more expensive material, do I retain the value or do I get added value for that? And your home has a blemish on it because it's made with less expensive material. So these are some things that I was thinking about. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on it. But this 3D printed houses, it's coming, and it's going to come fast. And people need to pay attention. If you've got stock in timber companies, you may want to look at that. If you've got stock in some of these trucking companies that carry the timber, you may want to look at that. And if you don't have stock in the concrete companies or in any of these companies that are making these 3D printers, you may want to look at that. Is this premature? Am I a couple of years ahead of the curve even talking about this, thinking about this? But love to hear what you guys are thinking. I'd like to get your opinions. If you would, just throw them out there, put them below. Let's talk about this. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Talk to you later.